All right, let's dive right in to another deep dive.
Yeah.
This one's a big one.
A big one, yeah.
Liverpool versus Manchester United on January 5th, 2025.
Yeah.
It's going to be electric as always. We're going to look at a lot more than just the hype though, right?
Absolutely.
We want to go beyond just the surface level here.
Yeah.
And really look, can Manchester United pull off an upset?
Yeah, can they?
Against a seemingly unstoppable Liverpool?
Seemingly unstoppable.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're looking pretty good.
We got the stats, we got the form. We're going to look at the injuries and how that could really shake things up.
Yeah, injuries are huge.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that's so interesting about this matchup right now is just looking at the table.
Yeah, where they stand right now.
Yeah, Liverpool are top of the Premier League, 45 points.
Wow.
Flying high five wins a draw in their last 6 matches.
Yeah.
Looking like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
And then you look down at 14th place and there's Manchester United, 22 points.
Yeah, a big difference.
Big difference.
A huge gap there.
Huge gap. So it's kind of a David and Goliath situation right now.
Yeah, it really is.
A little bit.
It's and their form really just kind of adds to that feeling as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Manchester United have been up and down.
Yeah.
2 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses in their last 6.
Right.
So very inconsistent.
Yeah.
But
Inconsistent.
you always hear about this, right?
Yeah.
Form goes out the window in these big rivalry matches. Do you think that could be the case here?
It's a good question.
Or is Liverpool's dominance just too
I
much?
think it really is the $1 million question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And while anything can happen in a rivalry match,
Right.
I think that the story behind Liverpool's form is really important to note.
Okay. Yeah.
They've made a real tactical shift this season.
Yes.
The midfield is controlling the tempo. Their fullbacks are creating havoc in the final third.
Wow.
And then you look at Manchester United, and they haven't quite found their rhythm yet. Struggling to control games. Their attack has been a little bit inconsistent.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that tactical shift.
Yeah.
Because that's something that I've been watching closely.
Yeah. What have you noticed?
They're so fluid now. Like the way they move the ball, the way they transition.
Yeah.
It's just so dynamic.
Yeah.
Do you think that that is going to be kind of the key factor in this match?
I think it will certainly be a major challenge for Manchester United to deal with that. And I think on top of that, you've also got to think about the Anfield crowd.
Oh, yeah.
You know, roaring them on. I mean, home advantage in this fixture is historically significant.
They've won.
It really is. It adds that extra layer of pressure on the visiting team, and it can really give Liverpool that psychological edge.
All right. So got home advantage. We got to think about that.
Yeah.
But we also got to talk about, you know,
we got to talk about the injuries.
the injuries, right?
Yeah.
The elephant in the room.
The elephant in the room, yeah.
Liverpool's missing 2 key defenders, Konate and Bradley,
Right.
both out
Yeah.
with knee and hamstring injuries.
Right.
The crazy thing is,
I know.
they're both expected back January 6th,
Oh, wow.
the day after the match.
The day after the match, that is rough.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Manchester United not doing so hot either.
Yeah.
They're missing Mount in midfield
Yeah.
and Shaw in defense.
Yeah.
Both with muscle injury.
Muscle injuries. Yeah. Those are tough ones, too. You never know how long those are going to
Right, exactly.
linger.
So these injuries, they really kind of throw a wrench in things, don't they?
They do. They really do. And I think, you know, you would think that Liverpool missing those defenders would give Manchester United some hope.
Right.
But when you look at the fact that they're also missing players in midfield and defense, that might limit their ability to actually exploit those weaknesses.
So it's almost like they cancel each other out.
It's not quite that simple, but you're onto something.
Exactly.
I think Liverpool's depth is really impressive.
Yeah.
You know, and they've shown they can adapt.
Right.
They might be a little less solid at the back, but they're still formidable going forward.
Right.
Manchester United, on the other hand, they really need to figure out how to disrupt Liverpool's rhythm without some of their key players.
Right. It's a tactical puzzle for both managers.
It's a puzzle, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure Klopp and Ten Hag
They're working on it.
they're up late at night, you know, trying to figure this out.
Burning the midnight oil for sure.
Trying on the whiteboard,
Yeah, exactly.
But okay, so with all this in mind, right, we're looking at the form.
Uh-huh.
We're looking at home advantage. We're looking at these injuries. Let's see what the bookies are saying.
Let's see what they're saying.
What are the odds looking like?
Well, the odds certainly reflect the perceived imbalance on paper.
Okay.
Liverpool heavy favorites to win 1.41.
Okay.
A draw is sitting at 6.02.
And a Manchester United win a long shot at 9.13.
Okay, so those are some pretty steep odds against Manchester United.
Yeah.
But I got to ask, how did they come up with these odds?
Yeah.
Like, what goes into that calculation?
Well, it's more than just who's at the top of the table, right?
Yeah, I figured it's not that simple.
No, it's not that simple.
Okay.
The bookmakers take into account a whole range of factors.
Okay.
So they're looking at recent form, head-to-head records, home advantage.
Right.
And yes, even those injuries that we talked about.
Yeah.
All of that goes into these calculations.
So, I mean, even with those long odds, are you saying there's a chance for an upset?
Look, the odds aren't destiny.
The history of this rivalry, the pressure on Liverpool to stay at the top.
Absolutely.
Could that all play a role?
It definitely could.
Okay.
I mean, you know, the odds are a reflection of probabilities based on data.
Right.
But football, as we all know, is a game of passion, of, you know, these moments of brilliance.
Of course.
These unpredictable twists and turns.
Right.
And in a rivalry like this, sometimes those factors outweigh the statistical probabilities.
Okay, so that's what makes it interesting.
That's what makes it so captivating.
It's not just the numbers.
No.
It's, you know, the storyline.
It's the narrative.
All the things that go along with it.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of possibilities, let's talk about the goals over under predictions.
Okay. All right. So the data suggests a high probability of over 1.5 goals, moderate probability for over 2.5,
Okay.
and a higher probability for under 3.5.
All right, so are we seeing a trend here? Are we thinking this is going to be a tight tactical match, you know, with the vulnerabilities on defense? Or are we thinking maybe cautious play?
Yeah. I mean, it's tough to say with certainty.
Yeah.
But, you know, we've got Liverpool, even without their first choice center backs, still have a potent attack.
Yeah.
So they could very well choose to press their advantage and go for goals. On the other hand, Manchester United might see this as an opportunity to sit back, absorb the pressure and hit on the counter.
And with those missing midfielders,
Yeah.
I mean, can they even create enough chances?
That's a good question.
Even if Liverpool's defense is a little shaky?
Yeah, I think that midfield battle is going to be crucial.
Yeah.
You know, they need to find a way to disrupt Liverpool's build-up play and protect their own back line.
So many questions.
It's going to be fascinating to see what happens.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we got the top of the table, Liverpool high-powered attack.
Yeah.
A wounded but dangerous Manchester United.
Uh-huh.
A tactical battle brewing in midfield.
Right.
All this with the roar of the Anfield crowd as a backdrop.
Can't forget about the Anfield crowd.
But there's one more piece of this puzzle that we got to explore.
What's that?
How can all this knowledge translate into potential betting opportunities for you, our listener?
That's a good one.
So before we get into that, though, this is all purely analytical purposes entertainment.
Of course.
Remember, gamble responsibly.
Yeah.
Within your limits.
Within your means.
All that good stuff.
Absolutely.
Okay, so with that crucial reminder in mind,
let's
look at some potential betting avenues, shall we?
Let's do it. So let's start with, you know, what the odds makers see as the most likely outcome. Liverpool win. At 1.41, it's not the most lucrative bet. But, you know, it's considered a safe bet by many.
So if you're feeling confident in Liverpool, that's the one to go for.
That's the one. If you're feeling good about Liverpool and their ability to kind of overcome those defensive absences, that's the one to go for. But remember, safe bets usually come with lower payouts.
Lower risk, lower reward.
Lower risk, lower reward, exactly.
All right, so what if you're looking for something a little spicier?
Yeah, if you want a little more spice.
A little more risk.
A double chance bet might be interesting.
Okay, what is that?
So that allows you to bet on either a Liverpool win or a draw. So it gives you a little bit of a safety net. And the odds for that sit at 1.14.
So that's not bad.
Not bad.
If you're a little hesitant to put all your eggs in the Liverpool basket.
Exactly. A little bit of a hedge there.
Yeah, a little hedge. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what about the underdog?
The underdog.
What about those of us who love a good upset story?
The Cinderella story.
Is there any value in backing Manchester United?
Well, you know, those odds at 9.13 for a Manchester United win?
Yeah, pretty steep.
Pretty steep.
Yeah.
They're telling you it's a long shot.
Yeah.
But that's where the potential for big rewards come in.
Right. High risk, high reward.
High risk, high reward. Exactly. So if you're feeling really bold and you believe that Manchester United can capitalize on those vulnerabilities in Liverpool's defense, maybe a small wager on them.
Okay.
Might be worth considering.
So that's tempting.
It's tempting.
Especially, in a rivalry match.
Oh.
Anything can happen.
Emotions are high.
Emotions are running high. Yeah.
Exactly.
But for those of us who like to play it a little safer.
Yeah, if you want a more calculated approach.
A little more calculated.
Yeah.
What else can we look at?
Well, one option is the goals over under market.
Oh, okay.
The over 2.5 goals bet at 1.70 odds could be pretty enticing.
Yeah.
Given Liverpool's attack and, those potential defensive frailties on both sides.
Right.
We might see a few goals in this one.
Okay, so that really depends on how Manchester United comes out and plays, right?
It does.
If you're going to sit back.
Yeah.
If they're going to go for it.
If they open up, we could definitely see some fireworks.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
All right, so what about if they play it safe? What if both teams are kind of...
Yeah, if both teams adopt a more cautious approach.
Yeah.
The under 3.5 goals bet could be a safer play.
Okay.
And it has slightly better odds.
Okay. All right, and then there's always that both teams to score.
Yes, the classic BTTS.
The BTTS.
What are your thoughts on that one?
I mean, for this match.
With all this attacking talent.
Yeah.
And, shaky defense.
Potentially shaky defense.
Potentially, yeah.
Both teams to score. Yes. Could be a good show.
Uh-huh.
But the odds for that are currently at 1.67.
Okay.
So
you're saying
the bookmakers see it as a fairly likely outcome.
Okay, so maybe not the best value.
Maybe not the best value.
For the high rollers.
Right.
But for those who want a little more action.
A little more excitement.
During the match.
Yeah.
It could be a good one.
It could be fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before we move on, any dark horse bets?
Any dark horse bets?
Anything really out there?
Well, if you're feeling particularly adventurous, a correct score bet could be intriguing.
Okay.
Predicting the exact final score is a long shot.
Yeah.
But the potential returns are significant.
Okay.
But of course, it's a very high risk, high reward proposition.
Yeah, not for the faint of heart.
Not for the faint of heart.
Okay.
But that's the beauty of all these different markets, right? There's something for everyone.
There is.
Whether you're playing it safe or you're,
whether you're a cautious bettor or a thrill seeker.
Yeah, going big.
Yeah.
All right, so let's step back from the betting world for a second.
Okay.
We've talked about the stats, the form, the injuries, but this match is about so much more than that.
Absolutely.
This is Liverpool versus Manchester United.
It's more than a match.
Yeah.
It's a rivalry.
This is a rivalry.
Steeped in history.
Huge history.
Passion.
Drama.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, these are two of the biggest clubs in the world.
Yeah.
With a global fan base hanging on every tackle, every pass, every goal.
Every single moment.
Every moment.
Yeah. And you feel that history.
You can feel it.
Every time they step on the pitch.
Every time.
It adds a whole other dimension to the game.
It does. It really does. And beyond the rivalry itself, this match has huge implications.
Yeah. For both team seasons.
Oh, it does, yeah.
Liverpool, with their sights set on the title.
Right.
They need to keep that momentum going.
They got to keep winning.
They got to keep winning, and Manchester United, desperate to climb that table.
Yeah.
They see this as a chance to really make a statement.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. To prove something.
To prove something.
So you got these two different stories happening at the same time.
Yeah. Two narratives colliding.
Liverpool's going for glory.
Uh-huh.
Manchester United's fighting for redemption.
Right.
And let's not forget, the individual battles within the match itself.
Oh, yeah.
You got Salah versus Martinez.
Yes.
You got Fernandes versus Fabinho.
Those individual duels are going to be key.
Huge.
In determining the overall outcome.
Yeah.
And the tactical chess match between Klopp and Ten Hag.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's going to be fascinating to watch.
How are they going to set up their teams?
Yeah.
Are they going to go all out, attack?
Will they be cautious?
I don't know.
So many questions.
Yeah. So many layers to this match.
Yeah.
So much to look forward to. But let's bring it back to the core question.
Yeah.
We started with
that central question.
Can Manchester United beat the odds?
Can they do it?
Can they win at Anfield?
It's a tough one.
We've looked at the data.
Yeah.
We've talked about the injuries.
We've talked about the tactics.
Yeah.
And, all signs point to a Liverpool victory.
Right.
But
football is a funny way.
It's the beautiful game
of defying logic and expectations.
And that's what we love about it.
That's the beauty of it all.
Unpredictability.
Yeah.
Drama. The possibility that the underdog
could rise to the occasion.
Yeah. It keeps us coming back for more.
That's what keeps us on the edge of our seats.
So I guess as we approach kickoff, the only thing that's certain.
The only certainty
is that This is going to be a match you don't want to miss.
You do not want to miss this one. Okay, so we've covered a lot.
Yeah.
Form injuries, that home advantage, even some, potential betting opportunities.
Yeah, we've gone through a lot.
But it all comes back to that, can Manchester United really pull this off?
Can they beat the odds?
Can they get a win at Anfield?
Yeah.
And what makes it even more interesting to me is how those injuries could, force some changes in tactics.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially for Manchester United.
Especially for them, yeah.
I mean, they're already coming in as underdogs.
Big time.
And now on top of that, they got to figure out a way to, stop Liverpool and all their strengths.
Right, and they're missing some key pieces.
Yeah, they're missing some key pieces of their own.
Yeah, it's a tough ask.
So what do you think? I mean, do you think they're going to try to play it safe? Go defensive? Really try to frustrate Liverpool, maybe hit them on the break?
Yeah, it's tempting to think they might do that.
Yeah.
Try and just absorb the pressure. But the problem is, if Liverpool get an early goal, it's going to be really, really tough for Manchester United to get back into it.
Right, it's going to be an uphill battle the whole way.
Yeah, exactly.
On the other hand, though, if they go, toe-to-toe with Liverpool...
Yeah, if they try to match that intensity...
Yeah.
That's risky, too.
That's super risky.
Especially with that midfield.
Yeah, they're depleted in the midfield.
They are.
I mean, it's a tough call.
It is a real dilemma for Ten Hag.
Yeah.
And I think the answer might be in how he sees the mental side of this.
The psychology of it?
Yeah, the psychology of it all.
Okay.
Because think about it.
Yeah.
Manchester United coming in with nothing to lose.
Yeah. They're expected to lose.
Exactly. The pressure's all on Liverpool.
It's all on Liverpool to keep that top spot.
Yeah. They're the ones at the top of the table. They're the favorites. Everyone expects them to win.
So Ten Hag might just say, you know what? Forget it.
Yeah, throw caution to the wind.
Go all out attack. Try to catch Liverpool off guard.
It's a possibility.
Now that would be something.
Oh, that would be fun to watch.
Manchester United all out attack at Anfield.
Yeah, it'd be a bold move.
It would be a bold move.
But it might just work.
It just might work.
Who knows?
It's funny how we started this whole thing, talking about the data.
The odds.
Yeah, all the hard numbers.
Yeah.
And now we're talking about psychology.
And gut feeling.
And these risky tactical moves.
But that's football, isn't it?
That's football.
It's a game that you can analyze, you can break it down. Yeah. But in the end, it's decided out there on the pitch.
By those players.
By the players.
By the managers.
And by those crazy moments that you can't predict.
The moments of brilliance or the mistakes that,
Oh, yeah, the blunders.
just completely change the game.
Yeah, one mistake can change everything.
So we can talk about it all day long.
We can speculate all we want.
But the only way to really know what's going to happen
is to watch it unfold.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it.
You know what I love about this rivalry? It never disappoints.
Never disappoints.
There's always drama. There's always excitement.
Always something going on.
Doesn't matter what their form is. It doesn't matter what the odds are.
Yep.
It's always a must-watch.
Liverpool versus Manchester United. It's a classic.
Absolutely. So, to everyone listening out there,
yeah, get ready.
Get ready for a clash of the titans.
A real battle.
Tactical battle.
Passion, intensity.
All of it.
It's going to be great.
We've given you the insights, the analysis.
Hopefully we've helped you understand what's at stake.
Yeah, so now it's time to sit back.
Relax.
Enjoy the match.
And see what happens.
Can Manchester United pull off the impossible?
Or will Liverpool continue their march to the title?
Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep the passion for the beautiful game alive.